Put my foot down, pick it up, then I put it in the middle of the plan. Take away y'all billions. I hope my lyrics reach all the millions of kids out there who really ain't faking when they say they want a quality education. BAP, yeah, you know what we stand in the middle of the street, traffic blocking. Why? Goodness says so. We always do. Like when they say they can't give us good books in school, when the principals act like they follow the rules, and when the teachers try to act hard, but it really ain't cool. I'm tired of sitting right here rapping, conversating, cause you already know Charles be educating.
You know, Gandhi said, even a single candle can push back the darkness. But I think if we don't pass the flame on, the light will die out.
One, two, three. Stop. How long does it take for a candle to burn in a 5-liter jar?
Well, the way we do pedagogy, it's 5 steps.
Physical experience, pictorial representation, people talk, feature talk, symbolic representation.
All right, so the physical experience is a way to get you involved and active in the problem. You want to start with the physical experience because it gets you motivated. It is presented in a fun way, so it's not really work per se. It's really just you learning the way you want to learn.
37 seconds.
And then next is the pictorial representation, where they draw a picture of how they see the problem.
It also lets you know what other people saw during the experiment, what they were thinking about. And I'm sure that everybody just make it look real pretty.
My picture is a candle and the three different size jars that we use, and my candle underneath the first jar, which is the small one.
People talk is the next step in pedagogy. Basically, it's where everybody talks about the math, but not in math language. It's easier to communicate the math with each other when you do it in your own words.
The difference, the size the jar was, the less the candle would stay lit. No, the smaller the jar, the less the candle would stay lit.
Okay.
All right, so that's right.
Using words that other people understand also help you understand the simple fact that if you relate it to yourself and your life and just your experience in general, you can then relate it to math in a more direct way.
In short words, candle goes out faster.
Less oxygen.
No oxygen, no flame.
Yeah, I say that. No oxygen, no flame. Pedagogy builds a lot of confidence and encourages them to be able to speak publicly on what they feel is right and on their opinions.
And then when you get into feature talk, you're adding the math into it. And it's like, okay, so you have one person here and one person here. Now let's put math in it. 1, plus 1. And you get your feature talk sentence, which is the answer to the problem.
The exact definition of a feature in pedagogy are the important parts of the experiment or the important items in the experiment.
We had to wait to see how long it'll take for the flame to glow.
So, how the time it took for the candle to burn.
Volume of the volume. So time divided by volume equals centimeters squared.
Centimeters squared or centimeters cubed?
Centimeters cubed.
How can we turn this around to find out how long can a candle burn in a 5-liter jar? So remember, centimeters cubed burn per sec.
Volume times CM3 per second equals the time the candles burn out in a 5-minute joke.
Symbolic representation is just writing the equation the way you want to write it.
3 in time.
So, I want you to see a different symbol other than what's on the board.
Okay, I got you.
Everybody have to come up with their own symbols. Can't share.
The way equations are written in the book, you know, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, it doesn't mean anything if you don't understand it. So if you put it in a way that you see it, that you can remember, you know, the equation, then you're more likely to remember it.
A fundi is a Swahili term that's given to a person who masters a craft and then passes that down from generation to generation. The Baltimore Algebra Project has taken this term and given it to many of the people in the project who have been here for a few years, so have learned everything about the Algebra Project pedagogy, things about advocacy, things about implements and policies, and the history of the Algebra Project in general.
Fundi's responsibility is to be able to teach others what they already know, whether it's about tutoring or whether it's about leadership skills or whether it's about anything, but to be able to give that to someone else so that they can continue that same cycle. They pass their knowledge down to the senior cadre leaders, who pass their knowledge down to the cadre leaders, who then pass it down to the cadre members. The Fundi is teaching them, yes, about tutoring, about peer-to-peer enterprising, but not only are they teaching them that, they're actually instilling some values in them to be able to put that on to the next person, and then the next person do that. To continue to instill each one teach one mentality, which basically means that once you learn something, you'll be able to take what you learn and teach it to others.
You change the sign.
Right now we have about 3 working sites, so after we're going to want to expand throughout all of Baltimore City because everyone needs this program inside of their schools and inside of their different organizations. It's an essential way to learn how to teach others what you already know. And that's the tutoring front. On the political front, we want to be able to gain quality education as a constitutional right for all of America's children, not just students of Baltimore, not just students of Maryland, but students all around the nation.
With political education, it's basically, if you don't see the problem, you can't fix the problem. Just like in math, if you don't understand why 1 + 1 is 2, then it's nothing you can do. You can't help if you don't understand what's really going on. And with political activism, it's like if you don't see that the school system needs money, if you don't see that the schools are in bad condition, then you can't do anything to help.
Whether advocacy is that.
So if it says any elected official, whether they committee chairs, right? I mean, executive board or not, if they still elected, they can get impeachment.
Right. By us teaching the students how to ask questions and to challenge themselves so that they can learn, that helps them in turn to be able to challenge the system. Once they learned about the issues, they are able to come up with a demand that they want, and then they know how to teach that demand to others.
And we let them know we are not stopping our mission. We know that we have a mission. Adequate education and jobs for young people in Baltimore City. We're standing up for it, right? That's right. Right? No education? No life. No education? No life. It's not just a slogan. It's not just a statement. It is a movement.
Our long-term goal, of course, is to get quality education, and not just for Baltimore City Public Schools. I mean, that's where we're starting because that's where we are, but our goal is for quality education as a civil right, meaning it doesn't matter what state you live in, what city you live in, you know, what the conditions are like, poor, you know, it doesn't matter. Everyone is entitled to a quality education.